Source. Okay, I don't know where that is. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us?
Oh. Yes, you can hear us?
You can hear us? Hello?
Yay!
Okay, that was a fun little thing. Yeah, I know it's not on the right screen. Okay, is it working? Is it working now? For some reason, it didn't require me to do this last time.
Sound
Can you still
active.
hear? Here, let me. Yeah, it should be working. It should. Yeah, audio back. Okay.
Loud and clear. God.
All right.
This is so dumb.
For some reason, it didn't make me add an audio input last time. And now it is. I don't know what is going on. I'm so sorry, Satoshi. Alright, we're all back. We were talking last time.
No one has yet said who they're rooting for in the Olympics.
That's because we were muted and they couldn't hear us.
Oh, who are you rooting for in the Olympics?
You gotta tell us. That's the chat entrance fee.
Yeah, I need to know. She looks just like my dad, except just like her dad, except she doesn't have a beard. Who are you rooting for in the Olympics?
Yes, we've got the all right counter going. Yeah. Yeah, I know it takes you guys a bit to respond.
China. America, China.
No frickin' Kalui.
The Olympians. Antarctica. Japan, I guess.
I'm not watching the Olympics. Is your phone... You're still on the stream. Turn it off.
Well, South Korea for the archery stuff. Isn't that always the case? Those South Korean archers.
I don't
Poland?
watch the Olympics, so...
Well, France for Polnareff.
Well then.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad that you're all here. I'm glad that you're paying somewhat attention to the Olympics. And
someone's rooting for Sonic because they played Sonic music.
Oh.
I'm rooting for Sonic because I played Mario and Sonic at the Olympics all the time on my Wii when I was a kid.
What country did Sonic play for?
They were Sonic characters. But it was the London Olympic Games, if you must know what games they were playing.
Well, I want to know. Turkey, West Korea. Is that like West Virginia?
Yeah.
It's the hillbilly turkeys?
It's actually
Korea's
right next to
hillbilly
Connecticut.
Koreas?
It's actually right next to Connecticut.
Oh.
Just off the highway. Italy for Bruno. Excellent choice. Alright. Seems we're getting more people coming in. We're going to be ranking JoJo characters today. So, I'm going to switch over to the screen where we can see the my desktop. And the audio is probably going to go out for a second, so don't panic. Okay. Alright, that should be working.
Okay. Okay.
Can you guys hear us now? I mean, there's a few seconds of delay. Oh, did someone donate, or is that just a thing on screen? I can't. It's not showing up in the chat.
Do it.
It's not showing up in the chat. Does it show up if I go on here? On my phone? No? Okay. I don't know.
We do, just so you know, we have the super chat turned on. We are raising money for Holly's trip to Pennsylvania, as we did last week. So if you want to donate, you will get your questions right to the front of the queue. You will also get karma. You will also get my admiration. And you will get Holly out of my house for a week. So
yes.
she will be off in Pennsylvania.
All right.
So if you want to super chat us, super chat us.
All right. Are we going through the parts? We're only going parts 1 to 5 because those are the parts that you've watched. Because you're ranking them.
I am ranking
I've got
them.
the main JoJo's ranker. We've got the villain ranker and the JoBro ranker, which that one's longer because I included more. I thought about including more villains, but then I forgot to. So that's my problem.
It's alright, this is probably plenty of things to rank.
Yeah. So, let's get things started, shall we? I can't see the chat on here. I'm gonna have to open it up on my phone. Can't get it to stand up. I don't know if it's on stand. This is fine. Ah! Oh. Sorry about that. Alright, so I did separate them based on different JoJo appearances because I know you have different opinions on different Josephs.
I do.
So, let's start off with Jonathan Joestar, the first JoJo.
The first JoJo. Now, the first JoJo was kind of vanilla. He didn't do a whole lot. There wasn't a lot for him to do because there were only like 13 episodes of the first JoJo.
Yeah? I think there were like 9.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot to do. He stood up for truth and right. He defended Irina. And he defeated Dio. But it wasn't my favorite series. There were no stands, obviously. I'm gonna give him. We're gonna have a baseline with a Jonathan as a B.
Jonathan is the B for baseline?
B for baseline.
Alright. The dogs are barking outside. That's fine. I don't know if you can hear that, but anyways. We've got our next JoJo.
Jonathan?
No, Joseph. We just ranked Jonathan.
Yes, Joseph, young Joseph.
Young Joseph. And you have opinions on him, don't you?
Alright, so in his favor, he does that dumb thing where he's like, you're about to say blah, 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 and then they say it, and it's never explained as to how he has the foresight to know what everyone's going to say.
You know what my favorite explanation for that is?
What is that?
Is that he's American and that he's reading the Japanese manga left to right instead of right to left.
Oh. That'd be neat.
Oh, we just got
Super chat.
money. I don't know, because money differs it depending on, like, currency. They just show you, whatever.
MXS, what is that? Mexico Siam?
Anyways, Toronto Ideas, $10 in some form of currency. Thank you so much. Any amount of money is amazing, and we love you.
Yeah, thank you. You're terrific. Now, the one good thing that I like about Joseph Joestar is the one time where the bad guys was about to get him, and he had, like, a whole vest of grenades under his shirt. That was pretty, and he's like, ha ha, I've tricked you because I'm wearing 14 grenades. So that was pretty tricky. But overall, Season 2 was pretty weak. I didn't like the Pillarmen.
Well, we can talk plenty about the Pillarmen when we get to them.
Well, we'll talk about the Pillarmen when we get to them. I don't like young Joseph Joestar. He is a C.
C. Alright. Alright, your thoughts. We've got old Joseph now.
Now, old Joseph. Now, this is old Joseph, but it's not ancient Joseph.
Yeah, I forgot to put him on the list.
Yeah.
I don't know where you'd rank him, but...
I don't know where I'd rank him either, but I like old Joseph because he's got his stand. He's a tough guy. He's grizzled. He's old. He kicks butt. He's got a stupid stand.
Hermit Purple?
Hermit Purple isn't the best stand. But I like him. And it's a good series. And I'm going to give him an A.
An A. Alright. Now we've got Jotaro in Part 3.
Jotaro in Part 3. I don't love him. I don't have strong opinions about him either way that it goes. I liked all of the side characters better than I liked him.
Even Polnareff?
Polnareff is more memorable than Jotaro. And so Jotaro does have some cool stuff that he does. And he has some cool powers and whatever, but I didn't like his character. I thought he was too cocky. I thought he was too everything. I'm going to give Jotaro a high C.
Alright. High C. Now we're going to the high C's with marine biologist Jotaro.
Now, marine biologist Jotaro is better because he's calmed down. He's mellowed out. He's older. He is more of a side character. We only see him for a brief amount of time. And he's there and he doesn't really do anything. He's going to get a low B.
A low B, alright. Josuke Higashikata.
Josuke Higashikata. Now, this is from the best series.
Yes, it is.
And he's got an interesting stand. The sad thing is this. Now, I don't mean to offend all of your viewers, but I'm going to.
Oh.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a very interesting show that I enjoy. I don't enjoy it because of the JoJos. The JoJos themselves are not the most interesting parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But he is my number one. So he's a high A. He's not an S. He's a high A.
So he's higher than... If I can
old
get
Joseph.
him to go higher than old Joseph, what? Just go higher! There we go. Now we've got Giorno Giovanna.
Giorno Giovanna. Now
He's
I know
my
that
favorite.
Giorno Giovanna is your favorite,
Yes.
and
He is my favorite. You don't have to...
I'm going to try to temper my opinion.
You don't have to alter your opinion in any way. It's fine. I know some people don't like Giorno. He's a very controversial protagonist.
I don't have anything against Giorno. I don't have anything, I don't dislike him. I dislike the fact that he doesn't do very much.
Yeah, that's most of the reason why people don't like him.
He doesn't do very much. He just... Yeah. I'm going to give him a low B.
A low B, at the behind
The
part
lowest
4?
B.
Lowest B, alright.
Yeah.
So there's our tier list.
There's our tier list of the JoJos.
No one is particularly awful and terrible, but no one is particularly special and great.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up how I feel about the Joestars.
Alright.
Alright, now we need to see what people in the chat are saying
Now
about
we need
my
to
rankings.
Quickly look. I've been people glancing over. People don't like Giorno? Yes. It is a fact you learn when you don't like Giorno. When you do like Giorno, I mean.
Yeah, I don't like Giorno.
He doesn't do much, but I think I kind of like that about him. He's kind of more like a side character, and I feel like if I were a protagonist, I would also just stand in the side and cheer on my friends.
Yeah, but would the show be named Holly?
Yes, because it's my part.
Holly's Bizarre Adventure, but you're the side character?
Yes. I'm the side character, and I get a cool stand at the end.
Someone would put Jotaro Part 3 in D.
Yeah, there's some people who dislike Jotaro. I think for similar reasons to Giorno, just because he kind of doesn't do a lot, and then, like, this whole stand fight at the end, people don't like it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I personally like it. I think Part 3 isn't my favorite part, but I think it's my favorite final battle. I don't know, I just really like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
I agree with you, Mr. Chocolate Dinosaur. Giorno is definitely, his character is more so about inspiring the other characters than, like, doing stuff.
Jotaro is a god. I don't know what about that is.
Alright. People are talking about how much you like Josuke.
I like Josuke. Yeah.
Alright.
Joseph S. tier for me. I'm sorry, you're incorrect.
There's
Joseph Part
people-
2 is the best. Joseph, what is wrong with you? I'm sorry, you're just mistaken. It's nothing against you personally. It's just that you've been misled. You've been misled by a bad society who teaches you wrong morals. And, where is Johnny Joestar? Who's Johnny Joestar?
Johnny Joestar's in part 5. But not part 5, part 7.
Part 7.
Part 7. He's the
We
protagonist.
haven't gotten to that yet.
We haven't gotten to that one yet. A lot of people like Johnny, though. I like Johnny. I even dressed as him for Halloween last year.
Oh, well.
Alright. Now that we're kind of going through everyone's opinions, let's move on.
Move on to...
I'll save that so that we can use it later. The JoJo Villain Ranker. Alright. I split up all the Pillarmen individually, but now that I think about it, you might just have similar opinions on them. So, let's start out. Dio in part 1.
I don't like Dio in part 1. He is a suitably evil bad guy, but he has absolutely no motivation for being a bad guy.
His motivation is power.
But he's evil from the time he's like 11 years old. And they first meet.
I know evil 11-year-olds.
We have an evil 11-year-old in the house.
He's not evil.
He's chaotic neutral.
I think chaotic neutral, sometimes chaotic good.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a C.
A C. Alright.
Dio.
And we've got the first of the 4 Pillarmen. We've got Santana. He was the first one to be awakened before the rest of them individually.
What happened to him? How'd
He
he
was... They fought with Stroheim. They were in Mexico.
Yeah.
He went inside Stroheim's body at some point.
Yeah, I like that guy. Yeah.
Stroheim or Santana?
I like Stroheim. But the fact that he went into Santana went into Stroheim's body, we're gonna give him a B.
A B, okay. Alright, AC/DC. He was one of the 3 Pillarmen that was awakened.
I don't like the Pillarmen.
I know.
I'm gonna give...
He fought Joseph one-on-one. He was the only person to outsmart Joseph's the next thing you're going to say trick.
Who fought him in the chariot race?
The chariot race was Wamu.
Okay, Wamu gets a D.
Okay. Why?
Because the chariot race was the dumbest scene in all of JoJo. When I talk about the complaint with JoJo that it's like, I have tricked you. Oh no, but no, I have tricked you. Oh no, I laid into plan 5 minutes ago that you would do this and then I would do this and haha, now it's all paid off. Oh wait, but I planned this. That whole fight was just nonsense and bunk. So Wamu is in D.
I mean, he's an interesting character other than the chariot race. He's the only one who seems more interested in the humans than just killing them.
I don't care.
Okay. Chariot race just ruins it for you, huh?
The chariot race was awful.
People in chat are upset at you.
I'm sorry. Okay, so who's the other?
AC/DC.
AC/DC. He's gonna get a C, a low C.
Lower than Dio?
Lower than Dio.
Alright, and Cars?
Cars, I was unimpressed with Cars. I was expecting Cars to be like godlike super.
I mean, he did at the end. At the end, when he put on the mask with the Redstone of Asia.
Well, yeah, but
the only way they got defeated was by getting stuck in space, because he was like more powerful than anything on Earth, but not more powerful than the cold of space.
That's true. You make a good point. I will give him a high C above Dio.
Okay. Also, some people in chat are pointing out that Wamu did fight Caesar. Did you have any changes to your ranking on him based on that fight?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't like Wamu.
You're just projecting all your hate for the chariot race on Wamu.
Yes.
Alright. Alright, we've got Dio Part 3. Dio with Jonathan Joestar's body and the world. Zawarudo, I guess, as some people would like me to say.
I had no interest in seeing Dio return. But Dio returning was better than Dio starting. He's more powerful. He's more interesting. I'm going to give him a low B.
Low B?
Yeah.
Alright. Yoshikage Kira, you liked this guy a whole lot.
He's an S.
He's an S, alright.
Yoshikage Kira is an S.
Do you want to talk about him for a little bit?
I like Yoshikage Kira because he is not like... I mean, he's got a stand... I think his stand is relatively stupid for being a serial killer. A serial killer who blows stuff up.
Well, I mean, I think in the manga the explosions are quiet. Like, you can't hear them.
Still,
so it's
it blows up stuff. Blows out windows.
It only blows up, it doesn't, cause damage everywhere.
Serial killers ought to, sneakily kidnap people and then stab them quietly.
Maybe Araki just wanted to turn people into bombs.
I'm sure he did. I'm just saying it's a weird way to kill people.
Someone mentioned it gets rid of evidence.
It does get rid of evidence. He does have an interesting stand, I will admit. And he's got the little tank, which is kind of awesome. He's got the little trick where he cuts off his hand and then his hand goes flying back to him and then they chase the hand down to find out where he is.
That was Josuke using his hand. That was Josuke with the hand.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But he did cut off his hand so that, like, a sheer heart attack would finish them off and he could escape.
Yeah. He dies in the best way. He has the best death of a villain. I like that he's just a serial killer. I like season 4 because it's just like people around a town who happen to have superpowers are doing stuff around a town. He's not trying to take over the world. He's not trying to be Dio. He's just a serial killer who's super creepy, who cuts off people's hands, and then they defeat him using their magic stands. And I think that's pretty great. So, yeah. So, 3 cheers for Yoshikage Kira.
3 cheers. Alright. And then we've got Diavolo. Or Diavolo. Yeah, Diavolo. That's how it's pronounced. I couldn't remember.
Now, I like Diavolo, but I don't like him as better than his minions. I found his stand to be confusing.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to figure out how his stand worked.
You're not alone in that regard.
Yeah. I found his motivations to be confusing.
His motivations were that he didn't want anyone to know, like, who he was.
Yeah, but his daughter didn't know who he was to begin with.
Well, he didn't know that she didn't know. He was, and like the show kind of like
powerful
the
as
show kind of
he
clarified
is,
that they like have some sort of like ability to sense each other as like relatives.
Yeah, but as powerful as he is, you would think that he could track her down and just murder her without hiring like
He doesn't
a
want to
team
go
of
out.
mercenaries.
We've established he doesn't want to go out.
But nobody knows what he looks like. That's the thing.
But he doesn't. Sometimes people are just irrational. Dad.
I know, that's the problem. I like my villains to be rational.
Well then, that
If your villain is not rational, then your audience has no reason to expect them to follow the rules of the story.
Villain is not rational, then they're like realistic. Because villains aren't rational.
Yeah, but
Have you seen any?
Tom Clancy said the difference between fiction and reality is that fiction has to make sense. In reality, things don't make sense and people do things for dumb reasons. But in fiction,
that's a stupid quote.
Things have to make sense.
I don't. This is a stupid quote. I'm calling it stupid.
I'm calling him stupid, and I'm going to give him the lowest C.
Well then.
And that's it. I don't want to rearrange anything.
People are asking what you think of Doppio, because that's part of Diavolo.
I don't care about Doppio. I know people like Doppio, but I don't understand why they like Doppio.
It's because he's like very soft and innocent, but also recklessly murders people, and that's a very interesting quirk. People like it when characters do that.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely side characters here that I like. Side villains that are pretty fantastic. But,
yeah, I probably should have... Maybe we can do another one, because I think we're going to do one more week of just regular live streaming instead, because I have to split the Ace Attorney video in 2 parts, just of how it's going with editing. So, we'll talk about that later. Alright.
So we'll do one that is just all ranking the bad guys.
Just ranking bad guys. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do some other stuff in there too. Depends on what you guys want. What are people in chat talking about?
What about Doppio?
People are mentioning Doppio.
Approve this list. Somebody approve him. Disappointment is measurable. My day is ruined. Screaming Toadman, I am certainly sorry that my daughter has disappointed you.
Me?
A paranoid mafia. He's a villain. A mafia boss is a villain.
Yeah.
Full stop. When
Would that make
Giorno
Giorno?
becomes
Giorno's a villain now?
Yes.
Nice.
Because he's running a mafia, and his mafia, one would assume, is laundering money, is dealing drugs.
They're not dealing drugs. That's specifically Giorno is against that.
Well, Giorno's against it, but they're doing...
They're still doing
there's
other
probably
bad stuff.
prostitution, there's probably gambling, there's probably hitmen. You don't run a mafia like a business, or else it would just be a business and it wouldn't be a mafia. Giorno is, by definition, a bad guy at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Which makes me like him a little bit.
Yeah, he's interesting.
Don't understand it, but there we have it.
Alright. So then we've got a few more people just chatting. Alright. Let's move on. We've got one more list. This is the longest list. The JoBro list.
JoBro.
This stream might be a lot longer than last one's. Last week's was about 2 hours. I feel like this one might cap out in an hour. So, hopefully you guys didn't, reserve your entire afternoon for this. Or maybe you did, and now you'll have free time.
To go and watch the Olympics and root for...
Or just do whatever you want.
Or go and watch the Olympics and root for...
Go and watch the
country
Olympics,
of your
sure.
choice.
Okay, so we've got... I mostly just included any major side characters. So we've got, the Stardust Crusaders. We've got, all of Bruno's gang. Everybody. So let's start with William Zeppeli.
I like Zeppeli. Teaching him the ways of Hamon. Wearing a fancy hat. But he doesn't last very long. He's very charismatic, so I'm giving him points for that. I'm giving him points for being the first guy to introduce him to magic. But he dies pretty quick, so we don't really get to know him. I'm going to give him a B.
A B. Alright. That seems like a reasonable spot. Alright. Speedwagon.
The Speedwagon Foundation. Now, Speedwagon...
He's in 2 parts.
I like Speedwagon. Robert E. O. Speedwagon. E stands for entertainment.
It stands for Edward.
E stands for entertainment, and O stands for opportunity.
The E standing for entertainment is like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Charles Edward Cheese. Robert Entertainment Opportunity Speedwagon.
Nice.
Speedwagon gets an A.
Of course. Anything else you want to say about Speedwagon before we move on?
I like that throughout the entire series, the entire run of the show, the Speedwagon Foundation always remains.
Yeah.
People come and go, Joe Stars come and go, but there's always the Speedwagon Foundation.
Yeah.
To see things through and to make things right.
Yep.
It's like in Marvel Comics, where it's not so much in the Marvel movies, but in the Marvel Comics, something bad happens, you beat up the bad guy, and then you're like, alright, Mr. Fantastic, we need you to lock this guy in your secret prison. And then Mr. Fantastic comes up with some crazy contraption that he built that can capture the bad guy and lock him in a secret prison. And that's the Speedwagon Foundation. Is when you need a submarine, the Speedwagon Foundation comes up with a giant submarine.
Yep.
So, go Speedwagon.
Alright. Some people are saying Speedwagon needs his own tier, or if he's S tier. Do you think you want to bump him up or leave him at A?
I'm leaving him at A.
All right.
Because there are others that I like better.
All right. Caesar Zeppeli. What are your thoughts?
Caesar Zeppeli. I don't have strong opinions on Caesar Zeppeli.
Yeah.
He's
aggressive with Joseph. He doesn't like Joseph, just like you don't like Joseph.
Just like I don't like Joseph. I'm gonna give him a B below regular Zeppeli.
B below regular Zeppeli?
Yeah.
He did have a very tragic final death scene.
Was he the one who got smashed by a big rock?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah.
And a very sad orchestral piece that plays in the background that I know because it played.
But it was his own
It played in the car
fault
the other day when I was.
He went into the to the castle
to fight. Well, they
in
got
the
into
dark.
a fight.
He went in the dark.
There
instead
were
of
windows.
the day.
He was refracting
but they were
light
saying,
with the bubbles.
let's wait for him to come out in the light. And he's like, no, I'm going to go in the dark where it's his. It's
well, I mean,
he
wouldn't have come out in the light. They were waiting until dark. At least I think that's what they were doing. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what they were doing.
They wouldn't have come out in the light.
Either way, Zeppeli was too forward-thinking and too brash. And then he died by being squished under a big rock.
Alright, I just gotta say, Caesar's death is very sad, and the other day, while I was just driving out on the road, it played in my car, and I couldn't stop it because I was on the freeway, which is a great thing to cry on the freeway.
You were crying over
Almost.
Caesar's death?
The death scene's very sad.
It's
a very sad music piece. It's on my phone. I was just listening to it. It turned on and I got very sad. Anyways.
His death is weird because it's like, not only does he get squished under a rock, but it's like, the rock is like, if I remember correctly,
it's like cross-shaped?
It's in the shape of a crucifix.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this some weird commentary on religion? Is this...
What? Is that your first... I think it's more just symbolism. Like crosses and Christian religious symbolism get used a lot.
Well, I know,
like,
but
even
are we using it to say that Caesar is a Christ figure who was
I think they're just saying
crucified under a stone?
It gets used a lot in anime. I don't think it's very specifically supposed to tie back to it, more so just the imagery of, like, a sacrifice.
Well, it was weird.
So, anyways, Lisa.
I like Lisa.
Lisa is great.
Lisa is really great. She's super proficient. She's sneaky because she's actually like 55 years old. I like Lisa. She's going to be A tier.
A tier after Speedwagon?
She's going to be above Speedwagon.
Well then.
I like Lisa.
Lisa's awesome.
Yeah.
And we've got Stroheim.
Now, you gotta like a Nazi.
We can't say
don't
that. We'll
take
get
that
demonetized. We'll
you
get
don't
demonetized.
gotta like a Nazi, but you gotta like a bionic, crazy German. Because that's what they've got in Hellboy, a bionic, crazy German. Stroheim would be an A because I like him so much, but because he's a Nazi, he's gonna get a B.
Alright, we're on the B tier.
He's in between the two.
Alright. Maybe if you weren't a Nazi, you'd be higher, Stroheim.
Yeah.
Alright, Polnareff.
Polnareff is the guy that I love to hate. But he redeems himself later on in season 5.
Yeah?
Polnareff, I hate him, but I like him. He's endearing for being such an idiot.
Yeah, pretty much it.
So I'm going to give him an A tier. The lowest A.
Lowest A. All right.
I like Polnareff.
All right. Now we've got Muhammad Abdul or Muhammad Abdul. I'm not entirely sure which one's the more correct.
I really like Abdul. Abdul is getting an A tier for me.
Where on the A tier?
No, an S tier.
Oh, an S tier. Ah!
He's getting an S tier. Because I like him. Because he doesn't ever do anything stupid. He's powerful. He dies tragically.
Twice.
And he's got great hair.
Oh, we got $10 from JJar43.
Hey, JJar43, you
Thank
are a
you.
terrific person who we love. JJar43, where do you think Abdul should go? I'm not going to change based on what you say, but I want to know.
Tell us in chat.
Tell us in the chat.
Alright, you want to talk about Abdul a bit more while we await a response?
Abdul is just all around a cool guy. He's level-headed. He seems like he is totally competent. Like, if he needed to go up and fight Dio himself without the help of a Joestar, he would be pretty, competent in doing so.
Yeah. He's pretty good. He's got a pretty good stand. Magician's Red, which is a phoenix.
Which is a cool stand.
Phoenix. I'm going to say that again because I get comments every day calling me out for accidentally calling him a chicken.
He's a phoenix because he rises from the ashes, so he lives a second time.
Oh. Abdul is A tier, but that's just my opinion. He needs more screen time. From JJar.
Well, JJar, thank you for the $10, but he's still an S tier.
Yeah. He does need more screen time. He would have been pretty cool. Alright, then. Kakyoin!
Kakyoin, I love Kakyoin. Kakyoin is also an S tier.
Is he higher or lower?
Lower.
Alright.
But I like Kakyoin. He's one who dies in a way that you're like, yeah, that was worth it.
Yeah.
Kakyoin,
he's got a pretty...
He was an unsung hero. He never was like the best of the best, but he was solid.
Yeah.
He had your back. He never wavered except when he had a thing planted in his head, but that wasn't his fault. And since then, he was like, all right, we're going to take down Dio, and I'm going to be with you there till the end. And Kakyoin is great.
Yeah, Kakyoin is great.
Yeah.
And now we've got our final Stardust Crusader, Iggy.
Iggy is good because all dogs are good.
Yeah.
Iggy is cool. He's got a neat little stand. I didn't find him endearing. I found him to be kind of obnoxious for a dog. He didn't have all the good qualities that a good dog has. He had the qualities of kind of a petulant child. But he's still a dog, and you gotta love dogs, so I'm gonna give him the lowest A tier.
Lowest A tier. Alright. Now we've got Koichi.
Now, Koichi is easily the first S tier.
Alright, it won't let me put him in first S tier. There we go.
Koichi is the best character in all of JoJo, and I won't hear anything else about it. Koichi is the best.
Someone in chat mentioned the anthology songs, and I think we could do that for our stream next week.
We could do that for the stream next week.
You haven't heard, because JoJo Part 3, they had a bunch of anthology songs where all the characters had their own different songs for
Oh.
part 3, and they're all pretty good, so we could do another one where you rank it. We might run into copyright issues, but they don't have, like, anime openings, and so
Yeah.
it'll probably be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways, Koichi.
Now, Okuyasu.
Oh. Okuyasu.
Okuyasu is always kind of a bumbling idiot. Starts off as a bad guy. Never really does anything fantastic.
But he's lovable.
He's lovable. He's always there. But he doesn't do anything. We're going to give him a B above the last B.
Caesar?
Caesar.
Alright. Rohan.
Now I'm conflicted because I hated Rohan in Series 4, but I liked Rohan in the OVAs.
Do you think they're different enough characters to warrant a different ranking, or, like...
No, I think that it just
merged.
changed my opinion of him.
Ah.
Because I would make him like a C tier if it was just on the Series 4. But I liked him so much in the OVAs that I'm going to give him a solid A-.
A minus? Above Okuyasu?
I don't like Okuyasu. I thought I made that clear.
I didn't know you made that clear. Okay, so is like A minus end of A tier, or like
End
its
of A tier.
own like A minus level?
It's end of A tier.
Okay. Alright. Part 5, Bruno Bucciarati. Or
Now-
Bucciolati,
Now,
depending
I
on
know
how you
that
want to pronounce it.
if this was you, Bruno would be an S tier. If this was you.
If this was me?
Yes. I know you love Bruno.
I don't love him much. I'd put him S tier, but he wouldn't be like high S tier. He's in S tier.
For me,
I
he's
think-
on an S tier.
I feel like Kakyoin or
He's
Misa
good.
would be higher for me.
He's good. I think that his stand is useful but silly. I'm going to give him an A, just below Lisa.
Alright, that's a good spot for him.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good character. We like him.
Abakio.
Abakio. Leone Abakio.
I don't like Abakio. I never liked Abakio.
Understandable.
Abakio never warms up to Giorno. He is consistently a jerk. He doesn't accomplish much. I think Abakio's a C tier.
C tier, alright. Guido Mista.
Mista, now I like Mista a lot.
So do I.
Mista has one of the best stands. The Sex Pistols is, I love the little dudes.
Yeah.
Their quality. Mista himself is a little bit too loose with his language.
Like, swears a lot, or like...
He's a little...
What does that mean?
There are a couple of times where he's like saying things to girls that he shouldn't say to girls.
Okay, understandable.
Which I don't care for. So while the Sex Pistols themselves would get an S, Mista doesn't get an S. I'm going to put Mista right below Bruno.
Ah, okay.
Naranja,
Naranja.
I have no use for Naranja. I don't remember much about him. I don't like him. I never liked him. I always thought that he was just a pain in the butt. Naranja is a C above Abakio.
Well then, you had worse things to say about him, but he's higher. Anyways.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Fugo, he showed up at the beginning. Oh,
he's the guy who was there and then they left him and...
Yeah, because the story changed.
He gets a C at the bottom of the C's.
Not D, C. Alright, Trish Una, our final one.
We like Trish.
We like Trish.
Trish is good. She doesn't...
Oh, I just realized I should have put Raimi on this list.
Oh, Raimi would have been an S tier.
Raimi would have been an S tier. Where would she have been?
Raimi would have been right below Koichi.
Okay, so like...
Raimi would have been right there.
There's a Raimi spot right here.
So consider Raimi right there and her dog with her.
Alright.
Yeah. We also didn't do others like Koichi's girlfriend. We didn't do the chef.
There were so many in part. There were so many side characters that kind of did some stuff in part 4 that I just wasn't sure if I could include all of them. But if we're doing another ranking tomorrow, we can include them.
Yeah, you mean
the characters that we forgot. Next 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's her name?
Trish Una.
Trish. Trish is going to be the highest B.
The highest B. Higher than Rohan? Lower than Rohan?
Oh, that's a good point. She goes above Rohan.
Okay. Above Iggy or...
Above Iggy.
Alright. Any other thoughts?
No, that's
before
good.
I finally place her?
That's good.
Okay.
Now let's see. Do I need to argue with any of my choices that I've made? I'm pretty happy with it all. I'm gonna adjust. I think Speedwagon goes below there.
Okay.
I think he goes below Speedwagon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put Rohan above Iggy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bump Abakio up.
Okuyasu?
Yes, Okuyasu up to the high B.
Alright.
And I'm gonna put Naranja below Abakio.
Okay. Alright. That's the final thing?
Locked in, final answer.
Locked in, final answer. Alright, what's the chat thinking? A lot of people are suggesting other side characters. We could do that in the next stream.
Yeah. Okuyasu was the deciding factor in the final fight.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of a deciding factor.
I mean, he was the one that saved
fight.
them. They were, like, out of options, and he saved them.
Yeah, but people can be, hey, Nicole Nippa gave us $3. How did we not see that?
It's not showing up on Super Chat. It's showing up there. I don't know if those are from the other stream. I don't know what's up with it.
I don't know. Binio97 is rolling in with $3. You're all terrific, and we love you.
Yeah. Someone saying guess part 7 and part 8 stands. We did some of that in our stand guessing videos.
We could do that. We could guess stands.
We could guess a couple stands, perhaps, maybe.
Guessing stands is always... Abakio's death does not make him S tier, WP. You can cry about him. He did nothing. Abakio accomplished nothing.
There's the man in the mirror fight.
I don't care about the man in the mirror fight.
Those are Streamlabs specific donations. I don't know if there's a way to do that specifically.
Huh.
Thanks to you, Nicole Nippa, and the other one that's going to show up in a second.
I would also like to say a big thank you to the patrons, who I don't have a list of you in front of me right now. The patrons are what makes this possible. The patrons are who are going to be sending Holly back to Pennsylvania, and we want her out of here, so we want her in Pennsylvania.
What do I think of the end of JoJo? JoJo's not over yet, silly.
I am excited to see JoJo. I want to see it. I'm sad that it isn't out yet.
We gotta wait for part 6. The announcement's a couple weeks from now.
I know. And it better be a real announcement instead of a stupid tease. Bakio learned a bunch. Bakio, I agree, is not the best. Bakio did plenty. See, no one can agree. Bakio revealed the boss's identity. He can reveal stuff with his stand and still not be a good character. Anyway.
I liked him.
I know you liked him, because you liked Season 5 a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't like Season 5 a lot. And I think we're never going to come to an agreement on this, and I think it's time for you to move out of the house.
Someone's pointing out Bakio's Japanese VA. We don't know that one, but I feel like we should point out in our daily mention of we should watch Blood Sun Vendetta. In the dub, he's voiced by Mick Lauer, who is Rice Pirate, who is making the JoJo fan series Blood Sun Vendetta.
That's awesome.
Which we will totally watch at some point. Not yet, because I'm waiting for the newest episode to get out so that we can watch maybe 3 of them together.
So you know what Holly is doing? I'm going to just make this announcement because whatever. Because Holly loves the JoJo. Holly loves JoJo.
What am I doing?
She loves manga. She loves anime. This fall, Holly's going to school. She is taking a conversational
only taking
Japanese class.
I'm only taking one class because I'm stressed. And I'm taking a class on Japanese language and culture and stuff.
And I'm excited for it.
I'm
it's going to be content on this channel. Is Holly's going to come and she's going to say konnichiwa.
If I'm going to learn Japanese, I'm going to learn different Japanese words than the most basic of greetings.
Yeah, it's like a very intro conversational culture class, which I think sounds awesome. I would totally take it. I want to take it with you.
I thought when you were building up me liking JoJo and stuff, you were going to mention that I bought Persona.
Oh, she bought Persona.
For some reason, I thought that was where you were going, because you talk about that one more.
I don't know.
Persona would be fun to play. It's mature rated, but it's like JoJo mature.
Oh, okay. You're all terrific. This was a short stream today, only an hour.
Yeah.
But we had a good time. I think lessons were learned. We all grew together as a family. And part 5, dumb being Dio's son, such a good idea, and they forgot about it after 3 episodes. Part 5 was just dumb.
Giorno doesn't need to have to do stuff as Dio's son to have a good part. It's just he's Dio's son. He doesn't have to be a vampire.
Well, he has vampire blood. Vampires don't have blood. Do vampires have blood, or do they just suck blood?
They do, in JoJo at least.
Well, I guess they do. Well, thank you for watching. You're all terrific. We love you all. I think we're ending, aren't we?
Yeah, we're closing up. Just saying our farewells to the chat.
There will be. What are we putting? What
next
will we be reactioning to?
Next week is the first Ace Attorney video. There were technically 2, and I was going to try and combine them. But this week, it's not been... I didn't like editing this one. You'll see why when it's released, but it was a pain to edit. So
we're only getting one Ace Attorney episode.
We're doing the first
but
case.
It'll be a good one.
And then the second will come after that, but first we've got... So, let me explain this more clearly. Oh wait, we've got another $10.
Hey.
There's another donation before the stream ends. Good luck with everything. Thank you, J-Jar.
You're awesome.
Anyways, next week, first Ace Attorney episode. Week after that, live streaming. Something we don't know yet, probably ranking other characters from JoJo that we like.
Yep.
And then after that, the second Ace Attorney episode is going to go up. And then after that, we're going to start live streaming Ace Attorney.
Live streaming Ace Attorney?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Oh,
I've
wow.
told you this
Well, I don't
several
know these
times. I've told you this several times.
All right, we'll live stream Ace Attorney, and it'll be
All
fantastic.
Right. And if you missed parts of the stream, you can, they're going to be up on my Twitter, which is at HollyIsBlinky. There's underscores in that. I'll put that in chat. I know there's like a thing on the computer that I can use, but anyways, it occurs to me that won't show up. Our voice talking about it won't show up for a while, but that's where you can go to view the full tier list when they come up. And
awesome.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
And we will see you guys next week.
Yes, we will. Adios.